Hello, hello, I'm the official name raider. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Mightyena and Poochyena, and we've already gotten ourselves quite a few spoilers by just these first two things, because I haven't even clicked on them yet. Okay, so Nighthound and Nightfang, I have absolutely zero interest in and would not recommend it to anyone. Aqua Killer and Magma Killer, I mean, the only thing that I think is even worth acknowledging about that is just the fact that he's like, hey, Team Aqua, Team Magma use it, which, yeah, that's what I noticed too. Can you hear the music? Cool. Other words, I don't really think they're good nicknames. I don't know how many people are going to get that. I'm not going to call people stupid, but I would just think, oh, a Mightyena, not Team Aqua and Team Magma's Mightyena. It's not the first. If anything, when it came to picking the song for this, my first thought jumped more to Route 1 because it's one of the first Pokemon you catch, opposed to that. Hyena, which is a bad name, and disappointing fact for you guys, it wasn't until maybe a year or two ago that I actually learned that Mightyena was a hyena. I didn't know what the hell the Ena part of its name was supposed to be. I didn't get it. I just thought, hey, that's a dog, and that was basically where my brain stopped. Hannibal, unless you're talking, because again, his fucking mind works in, ways that defies science. Instead of thinking of, Hannibal Lecter, you're supposed to think hyena and cannibal, which no sane person is going to think of. So, unless you're thinking of Hannibal Lecter, which I'm not so sure how much I feel about that name. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I don't know. You're just not gonna think of hyena cannibal, because that's stupid. And then Bideon just sounds fucking stupid too. So overall we have 99.99% trash. Context really goes a long way, and having a description explaining your name helps so much. I tried looking up what Kurai is, and all I got was a bunch of Asian restaurants. So I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. I don't know what the fuck most of these are supposed to be. The only one on here I'm going to highlight, which now we're going to go ahead and throw the comment on screen. You're probably going to be seeing this guy a lot. He provided a lot of suggestions, and he's really, really good and has a lot of ideas that are on my wavelength, so that's cool. Shenzi Bonsai Ed, the hyenas from The Lion King. Personally, out of all of them, I think I like Bonsai best, but Shenzi's good too because I don't think too many things are going to be mixed up with it. Ed would be the one I'd stray away from because Ed could be anything. Ed, and Eddie. But other words, I'm fine with the idea of the Lion King reference. I think it's cool. Yeah. Also, I'm going to acknowledge real quick Kamari and Azizi. Those two I didn't recognize, but context alone tells me it's also based off the Lion King film. I'm looking at the Lion King Fandom.com on my laptop right now, and I'm seeing that these guys are based off the live action film, which I haven't seen. And yeah, I don't know too much. It seems like they changed the name, so Azizi's supposed to be Ed or something. So those are two other options. It's also been a long time since I've just seen Lion King in general, over 10 years. Okay, Laughter also works based more off the whole hyena Lion King thing, if you wanted to do that. It also kind of works Bayonetta Binding of Isaac style, where it's a simple word. And, I think the names in the Lion King outside of Ed are all pretty good and standoutish, but I guess if you want to do Laughter, that's an option too. Finn is not short for Finroar. No one's gonna think that. You know what I think of Finn? Just firstly, when I hear it, I think of a fish. Hey man, fish have fins. And if you're going to spell it like that, I'm going to think of the Irish guy from Jackie Chan. No one is going to think Fenrir. Stop abbreviating shit that doesn't need to be abbreviated. Just put Fenrir. It'll fit. Crisis is a fine name. Also works Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style. You could argue your way around Absol if you wanted to, and I could definitely see people favoring that a little bit more. But it's an option. Big Bad Wolf. Yeah, that could fit now. It could fit then with a character limit if you got rid of the spaces. If you wanted to, yeah, that's totally fine. I think you should go the full name opposed to half, though. Go Big Bad seems a little weird. Big Bad use tackle. Big Bad Wolf use tackle. See how much more of a difference that makes? Alright, people are really going hard the whole wolf thing. They're trying so hard to grasp it. So, I'm gonna say let it pass. I don't really care if I need to make fun of you, but I personally wouldn't do it. And I'm also acknowledging it because this one, like, I'm pretty sure there's Wolverines are real things and they are actively different species than wolves. I didn't bother Googling it because I know if I just type in Wolverine, I'm just gonna end up with stupid X-Men shit. Normally, I hate the foreign language shit because when you consider the idea of, like, you're basically naming your Pokemon Darkness, that sounds really stupid comparatively. But since it's tied to an anime character and that's their name, that's a little bit better. Plus, I also think it's kind of a well-known name, at least for anime nerds it would be. So I think I'll give that one a pass. The name I don't think is self-explanatory because when I see Silverfang, I think of the card from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that what you meant? I don't know. You could have just meant, hey, look at those teeth. I don't fucking know. It's not self-explanatory. But I think of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, and I think if you're able to get a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card to work as a Pokemon nickname, then yeah, more power to you, because I think that's kind of difficult when you consider that some of their names are like paragraphs. God knows all of the stupid effects are paragraphs. Alright, so I wanted to check this one because I was curious. Just doing a Google search for the word Kiba, that comes up with Naruto. But the one I'm thinking of, which is spelled the exact same way, is Mortal Kombat, which technically predates Naruto by at least 4 years. That's kind of a fun thing. And Kiba from Mortal Kombat much closer resembles Mightyena than Naruto, so I'm gonna assume maybe it's close. I think that's a cool idea. I also think it's super cool that the Mortal Kombat nerds decided, hey, remember that really bad show we made in the 90s? We're gonna make that official now. So they did that in Mortal Kombat 11, and I think that's the coolest thing. But I'm okay with that as a nickname. It could work both ways. I don't know which fandom is going to be more popular or who's going to get it, but I think it's a fine nickname. Okay, Padfoot, we could do that as a Harry Potter reference. That works just as well. There's not too much to explain about it. I think it's pretty well known and self-explanatory. I'm going to acknowledge Capone just because we've seen it in previous episodes. We talked about it for Honchkrow, but if you want to put it on Mightyena, I guess that's an option. I want to highlight this comment for being something completely different. I don't think I've seen it before, but also I'm feeling maybe a bit of deja vu. The idea of naming Pokemon after adult film stars is hilarious, and also a very good way to catalog how many adult film stars there are. I'm not going to click on this, but I'm going to assume this is more of Twitch Plays Pokemon stuff, because it says Helixpedia. So I'm going to assume that's a Twitch Plays Pokemon thing. I'll be honest, I didn't think anyone cared after, like, the first time they did it. And then I think that they went to Gold and Silver. But after that, no one ever talked about it anymore ever again. So I assumed that it just died. They beat the joke into the ground enough. For your own safety, I'm going to recommend you do not name your Mightyena Blackie. That's how you end up getting your ass beat. Okay, we've reached the bottom, and honestly, I think we found some halfway decent stuff. And yeah, I ended up clicking on it anyway, just to see. I was right, it was basically worthless. I think the Name Rater site itself, not Tumblr, actually came up with some halfway decent stuff. Now, to check the spreadsheet and close things off, Cackle will work if you don't want to do laughter. One of the things I've thought about is Cackle from Donkey Kong Country 2, and I'm like, I would like to find someone I could give that nickname to, but I don't have a clue on who it will fit, but I like the idea of Cackle. Basically, like, everything here is just laughter or something like that if you want to just keep playing off the Lion King reference, but I think just not doing that is a better idea because some of the other options are better. Otherwise, the Lion King hyenas, I think those are all good, except for Ed. I like the idea of Kiba as well, because I'm a Mortal Kombat sucker. And I think more people are going to think Naruto, because that was what came up when I typed it into Google. But I personally thought of the idea because I was just kind of going through the Bayonetta enemies just to see what I could use, and the one they used for a dog wolf thing was Labolus. And I wasn't really in love with that name, but I was like, yeah, I guess that'll work as a placeholder until I find something better. And now I kind of really like the idea of like Shenzi, Bonsai, and Kiba a bit more, so I'm probably going to pick one of those. Shenzi was a very, very common one, but that kind of makes sense considering Shenzi's clan, so he's like the main one. I personally think I like Bonsai a little bit more because that's just a word people say, and it holds that extra meaning in the terms of the Lion King as well, so that's the one I might go with, but I also might just go with Kiba because I'm a junkie for Mortal Kombat. So, yeah, those are the things that I thought were worth a damn. Provide your own ideas and suggestions in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the stuff that you think are good. And let's keep going with more stuff on Mightyena.